She'll be giving us insights of and sentiments of Kenyans on the road later on in this bulletin. But moving on now to matters elections. Vote counting is currently underway in various polling stations across Emurua Dikirr after voting ended at 5 p.m. The exercise, however, recorded low voter turnout. We are now joined by Sydney Chazima, from which is the main talent center, Mogondo Technical Training Institute. Chazima, what is the latest from Emurua Dikirr?
And as you can see right now, where my camera person Chebet is focused on, this is the magic ball prepared by one and only Omolo and Isaiah of the IABC, who are the technical IT experts, who have just prepared us this board right here, as you're seeing. And as the results are streaming in, these are results from 3 stations across the vast region, which has 94 polling stations. And we can report right now that Vincent Kibet Rotich of DCP is currently leading with 556 votes. That is accounting for 63% of the votes tallied so far. And coming in second is David Kipsang Keter of UDA, reporting with 316 votes, accounting for 36% of the vote. We have Gideon Koech of NVP at 8 votes, that's 1%, and then Kiprono Rotich of RLP at 3 votes, that's 0% of the total vote, and Cherono Desma of PNU with 0%, that's 0 votes so far. And Peter, what we can report right now is that various presiding officers are still streaming in at this constituency tallying center at Mogondo Technical Training Institute. And remember, these our presiding officers have been doing the counting and tallying at their various polling stations and streams spread across the 4 wards of this vast Emurua Dikirr constituency, and then just coming here and reporting, and just reporting at that receiving desk right there on my left, and then proceeding over to the returning officer where the votes have been counted and then announced publicly, and then put on this magic hole that you've just seen behind me previously, Peter. And also, what I can tell you, Peter, is that security outside the gates of this institution is very tight, and police officers are manning that place. I've just been out there trying to look for something to bite on so I can continue on with this reporting, and it's not easy for someone to report inside here and then just come inside this Zoom. Police are checking the accreditation, they are checking the badges, and everyone who has to be here has to be really accredited. And as you can hear right now in my background, the returning officer is just declaring some of the results as they stream in from various polling stations across this vast Emurua Dikirr constituency. And just seated right on my left here is a man who we've been looking for the entire day. He'll tell us his name. He has been in this race, so I can just request him to stand up and just maybe respond to a few questions that we'll be posing to him. So this is one David Keter from UDA, who is vying also on this seat. Mr. Keter, thank you and welcome to TV47. Tell us, you've been hibernating the whole day. Where have you been?
But I've been here in Emurua Dikirr. I've just gone around all the polling stations, right from since I voted this morning at the Chelemei polling center. I went around all the polling stations in Emurua Dikirr. I don't know where you were, because I was here in Emurua Dikirr. I have never gone anywhere else. So anyway, but it is good. I would like to thank the people of Emurua Dikirr for conducting this election process peacefully, right from the campaigns to the voting day today. Right now we are at the tallying center, and the results are streaming from the polling centers, and we are very happy. It's only that the security outside is very, very, very tight. There is limited access to the tallying center. In fact, I was with the deputy governor of Narok County, and he was not allowed to come in, which I am not very happy for that. I wanted it's not a tradition here in Emurua Dikirr for people to be not to be allowed to access the Tallying Center. In fact, we have a lot of people outside waiting to come into the Tallying Center to see the results, to see who will win the by-election of Emurua Dikirr.
If I can just ask you, previously during the day when we were going around the stations, one of your main contestants, the man called Vincent Rotich, he spoke about an area called Kasapsian Ward, where he reported that there was violence meted against DCP agents who are there to mount the vote for him. Is this something that has been reported to you? Have you heard about it? And what can you comment about it?
Yes, I heard about it very early in the morning, but I thought it was a propaganda because this guy who was supposed to represent him as his agent went to the polling center very early in the morning at around 5 a.m. in the morning. And when he went there, he found the presiding officer has not yet opened the polling center. So he was told to wait. And he went out of the polling center and started screaming. No. And then when I called the police officer, OCPD, he came to Chelemei Primary School. That is where the problem was. And I also came. In fact, I woke up very early in the morning. I came to that polling center and I found that there was no problem. In fact, we were so surprised to see that there was nobody chased from that polling center. The agent came back at the right time, 6 a.m., and he started picking from there and they started doing his work. Yeah, there was no problem at that area. Nobody was beaten, nobody was chased away, if I may say.
Thank you very much, Mr. Keter. And as we're seeing the results streaming in, we wish you the best and we wish all the candidates the best. So we'll continue the reportage and thank you so much for your time for us today. All right, Peter, that is comments from the UDA candidate here at Emurua Dikirr, who is just telling about, commenting about what has happened during the day in regards to security and how the voting has gone on. So, Peter, what we can tell you right now is you're following through what the returning officer will be telling us throughout the day. And what I can just say in conclusion, that there are those who say that they are here for a good time and not a long time. But as here in our line of work, we are here for the long time and not a good time. Just to give you the update and to tell you who will be emerging the winner in this race, pitting various candidates across Emurua Dikirr constituency. Peter?
Oh, thank you very much, Sidney Chazima. It tells me he's there for a long time. Thank you very much for that. Of course, we'll be bringing you updates of that by-election, so please keep it here at TV47. Now, meanwhile, residents of Endo Ward in Elgeyo Marakwet County